Glacier High School, they have a special safe place for the Gay-Straight Alliance to meet. And they currently have their meetings held at the school on property. Yet Turning Point USA is not allowed to be in the high school.
Why not?
Well, according to my sources, they say that a teacher has to sponsor it, but no teacher at the school will sponsor Turning Point. So that's a little bit disturbing. But anyways, I am thinking about starting an organization here. I love Turning Point. I love everything they do.
Yeah.
There are just a couple things that I would like to do better, and not better, but additionally. That's what we're just saying, because they're doing it great.
Yeah, they're youth-based, so maybe they're a little bit confined.
They meet once a month, and they have their meeting, and then generally they just part ways, and they come and it's a conservative activist group.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see if Turning Point would just go ahead and do this, then I would need to push for it. But I believe conservative activists in this valley and in this country need three things to be ultimately successful. They need to be to have the conservative activism, learn what bills are coming through, and actually call and write senators and House representatives to try to get certain legislation passed. That's the conservative activism side of it. I think they need to have a community service side of it, whether it's reading to veterans on the weekend or picking up garbage or doing some kind of community service. And then the third part, I think, is team building and helping them gel as a group, making them lifelong friends. I think you need all those things because you're going to get attacked from the liberal side hard.
Yeah.
You're going to get attacked. And when they do get attacked, then all they have to say is, well, I was reading to veterans this last weekend. What were you doing?
Yeah.
Because it seems like the liberals tend to complain more than anything else and not actually go out and help other people. And that's what, to me, that's what being a Christian and conservative is helping other people. It's
funny, years ago, using the term activist, it seemed, that person's an activist. But the reality is, and now that I think back on it, that's just what the left does to us. The reality is Republicans, conservatives, Christians, we're very poor activists.
Right.
We're hardworking families. We're focused on raising our kids, making money, creating a nice environment and home, and spending time with our friends and family. We're not out being activists.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think it's costing us dearly right now because we're going to have to make up for a lot of lost time. I asked you a couple minutes ago why you're doing this. And the reason why I asked you that is you don't seem like some far right-wing nut job.
No.
You're a dad that came to my house in your family vehicle. You're passionate about your kids. You're not asking for the world. You're just asking, hey, give my kids a choice to wear a mask or not to wear the mask. Let's be honest with our elections. If you're not doing it right, then maybe you should rerun and do it the right way. So it's not like you're trying to tear down a statue downtown that's been there for 40 years or however long, or cause harm to people in a bodily way. You're just looking for a little fair and open choice and being treated constitutionally. I feel the same in my own school board run, and I've been attacked a few times. I've had a friend,
I'm sure more than a few,
or at least somebody that I thought was a friend, tell somebody else, I wouldn't throw Jim Riley as far as I could throw him. I've done nothing to that man except for have him over for dinner, let him drink my booze, and laugh in my house with my family.
Right.
And he doesn't trust me as far as he can throw me because I think that kids should have a choice on those masks, and I think parents should allow their kids to have that choice. So all of a sudden he doesn't like me. We have a problem in this country with that. We're not bad people.
Right.
We really aren't. And they would be lucky to have me on that board, and your school district would be lucky to have you overseeing the things that were missed and helping those kids be better students and start an organization where they can learn more and help others like veterans and stuff like that.
Right.
And to me, that's the worst part about all this. Right?
It is. It's, there's no reason that these people need to hate us for wanting to protect our rights and our kids' rights.
Well, by the way, those aren't just our rights. The people that are yelling at us and hating on us, it's their rights too.
Right, exactly.
It's when it affects them directly one day down the road, they're going to realize, wow, maybe I was wrong.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes out that maybe these masks aren't so healthy or maybe that vaccine is not the right vaccine, you really are a test dummy. I don't know. But, the thing is, I think we should have choice. And, that's what the United States was founded on.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, I'm sad, and I saw in your notes, I'm sad what's happening with Turning Point and them not getting a good space. I think I remember them hearing that they wanted to go to Whitefish, but they knew there wasn't a shot in hell that they'd ever be able to go into Whitefish.
No.
So they tried to go to the next spot, right?
Right.
So
now there's a young lady, Kate Opry.
Yes.
She was just hired as I believe it's the regional high school ambassador, if you will. And she's awesome. She did some work. She helped. She was working side by side with Madeline and working on the Flathead and Glacier protests. But she is an up and comer. She does a great job. And I really look forward to seeing what she does in the future.
Somebody just gave me her name. I wrote it down. I was like, I got to meet her. And I saw her at the meetings, some of the meetings that we've been to before. Right. Daughters like what you have and Kate, when I listen to them speak and I see them interact, I thought, man, I could only be so lucky that my daughters will be that well-spoken.
Right.
And passionate about what they love and how they feel about our Constitution and our rights.
Right.
And I'm proud of those girls.
Yeah, me too.
And I just wish that we can teach more kids to be that way.
Right.
And be passionate about their beliefs. And I don't care what their beliefs are, but be passionate about it, have some background in it and some education in it.
Right.
Don't just follow the narrative.
Right.
That's the sad. Don't follow a narrative in what you see on media. Because we really could get ourselves in more trouble as a country. So I'm looking through your notes. I think we covered most of them. I'm going to post up the attorneys and some of the places where they can follow up on this information.
And again, I'd implore everybody who hears this, please contact I'll give you him right now, Lewis and Clark County Attorney Leo Gallagher. It's county attorney at lccountymt.gov, and his number is 406-447-8221. And the other one is the Commissioner of Political Practice, Jeff Mangan. It's cppcompliance@mt.gov, and his number is 406-444-2942. Please get a hold of these guys and push them to do their job. Push them to get these people who are there wrongly out of office instead of just giving them a pass with a dollar sign. And my other daughter, Megan, she wrote this poem for her class, and I'd love to read it here if you don't mind.
No, please.
And this kind of gives you the pulse that a lot of kids are feeling in school. And her poem goes like this: I'm tired, not just a morning tired, like waking up and still wanting to sleep kind of feeling. Not a drowsy, like walking around wanting to find a bed or a couch to sleep on. Not an exhausted feeling, like wanting the day to be over, but just tired of things happening in life around me. Tired of feeling helpless to people who are suffering, struggling to even put food on the table. Tired of wearing a mask and people being afraid of what's going to happen when their focus should be on God, and He has a reason. Tired of people being manipulated by the news, giving up, and listening to whatever it tells them, even if it is fake. That was my daughter Megan's poem that she wrote at school, and it chokes me up a little bit. It starts to bring a tear to my eye.
Powerful. I mean, to think how she sees the world at her age.
Right.
Hey, I'm tired too.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of other people are tired. I'd like to go back to just making a living and taking care of my family and riding my horses out here, but
it's getting harder and harder.
It's getting harder and harder. I do a show with John Fuller, our state legislator, and John says we might not see this country the way that we know it in our lifetime.
Right.
And that's a sad statement. Will we be able to turn around what's happened or what's been done? And I think we'll kind of wrap with this, that it's important that we all get involved if we love our country, we love the Constitution, we have a belief in a higher power. It's time to get involved. And I've done a couple shows on how you can get involved. And if you're listening, you're like, well, what can I do? It can be as simple as telling somebody about this podcast so they can hear this exact message that you just heard or some of the other messages. Take you 5 seconds to tell somebody to listen to this show. You can go beyond that. You can post it up on your own social media. Maybe it might take you a minute to do that. And then you can look to get involved in your community. You can be a check writer. That's okay. $20 goes a long ways. I know I can buy 4 signs for school board with $20. And that means I'm going to capture some more eyes and ears, or at least eyes, to get elected, to have a voice in the school for you. And there's so many things that you can do just to be involved that don't take much time, effort, and money.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that you can do that will take you all of that and more, but there's people out there willing to do it. They just need more people to be involved. And Lloyd, I am so appreciative of what you're doing.
Well, and I thank you, and I'm extremely blessed to be heard by all your followers out there, all those patriots that listen and are interested in what you have to say and the change that you're trying to make.
Right on. Well, let's make the country, the state, a better place to live for our future. It's all about the kids. I mean that with all my heart. If you're interested in getting involved with your checkbook, you can go to libertyorlosepac.com. We talk about on there exactly what we support, which is school initiatives and our legislators and our conservative-minded people. And I'm going to post up some of the information that Lloyd had in the show notes. So thank you for tuning in and listening to Liberty or Lose Conservative Podcast.